if you have any commitment to generational wealth at all, you want to hear this conversation. If you have any commitment to literally having the amount of black men end up in jail decreased, black women being paid with their worth, black children being able to have both parents in the home, you're going to want to be in this conversation. You're going to want to start tagging, start sharing, because I'm about to teach. I'm Dr. Venus, and we need to talk. Family, let me help you understand some things. This is what you need to understand. And for all my people who want me to go fast, I'm not going fast, I'm going deep. This is a deep conversation, and if you're looking for something quick, a quick fix, please go away. I say it with due love and respect. This is so important to us as a community. It's worth your time. I don't know how long it's going to be, but if you want to get educated, so you can be effective with your money and with your men and your women in this particular context called America, you may want to listen to this, okay? So, and you may already know some of this. It's okay if you do, but stay with me because I got to build out the conversation. Otherwise, it'll make no sense. Now, you may already know this, that black women make 60 cents for every dollar a white man makes. You may already know that, okay? Well, let me just give you some other facts, all right? According to SHRM, SHRM, black men earn less on the dollar than male workers from other races combined, okay? Black men earn 87 cents for every dollar a white man makes. And indigenous and Hispanic men make 91 cents to every dollar a white man makes. And Asian men make $1.14 to every dollar a white man makes. Now, let me tell you why this is salient, why this is important. If you think about it, black people as a community, not individualism, that came in with integration. Black people as a community, we thrived. We thrived in Reconstruction right after emancipation. That's what, if you look, go look it up. Don't take my word for it, get your own revelation. We had our own banks, we had our own hospitals, we had our own schools, we had all our own stuff, okay? And to be fair, we needed it because white people weren't trying to give us nothing. And so you need to know that we as a people have been self-sufficient before you and I were born, all right? Now check this out. After Reconstruction, in the early 1900s, white people got threatened and they burnt us down. Not just Black Wall Street, there are at least 8 other black communities that were thriving, self-sufficient, that got burnt to the ground, okay? And it was all backlash because white people felt like we should work for free for generations, and that's how they wrote it into law. And their jealousy and ugliness had them do that. Chalk it up to jazz, don't worry about that. Now, if you think about Jim Crow, if you just go decade by decade and you walk this through with me, and I'm not going to go all the way in granular, but I want you to walk, right? If you look at Jim Crow, when black people were segregated, we had to depend on each other at the level of community. I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about, we couldn't have done the March on Washington as individuals. We had to, oh, thank you, I'm sorry. Thanks for letting me know that the sound is going in and out. Hold on a second. I want you to hear this, so let me get my earbuds because this is so important. So, okay, here, thank you for telling me. Love you, need you, want you. I'm putting my earbuds in because I got to get this in because it's really important. So give me 1 second, okay? This is me putting on earbuds because I got excited about getting this done, okay? Let me know if you can hear me better now. Let me know, just to tag it. Better now? Does that help? Let me know that you can hear me better. Just type it in so I can see it. Okay, oh, thanks, Kevin. Okay, fine. Well, I want to make sure, so I have my earbud on. Okay, so if you think about Black Wall Street, if you think about Rosewood, if you think about civil rights, if you think about the March on Washington, if you think about the Million Man March, if you think about all of those things, all of them were done within community. They were all done within community. Everything, the Black Arts Movement, they were all done within community. And what happened was in the 1970s, after Dr. King got dead, integration happened. Integration brought in the notion of individualism, meaning, oh, now I have access that my grandparents or my parents didn't have. I can move it on up, right? And so when individualism entered into the Black community, we started to go for our own. We started to get ours. We started to become, we got ambitious. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing bad about that. The breakdown is that the more we focus on our individual success, the more the community deteriorated. You see? Now, when we had a common foe called white supremacy that was blatant, we didn't have the luxury of individualism. We didn't have it. We would get dead if we tried, right? And so individualism means, oh yeah, I should have mine. I can get mine. You get yours. I don't have to watch out for you because there's no real threat anymore, which is not the truth. It just went underground. See, the thing that George Floyd's execution revealed to me is that equality is an illusion that we bought into, okay? I ain't mad about it, but I want you to be very clear that when you rip the Band-Aid off, white supremacy, system of oppression will always choose them over you, okay? And it always, check this out, do not forget it, it always happens in money. It always happens in money. You and I focus on marches. We don't focus on money because we have been trained to be laborers, not creators, okay? Now, whole nother conversation. Not going to get into that right now. This is what's salient for this conversation, all right? Presently, Black men are in jail 3 to 5 times more than any other group. Black women are one of the fastest growing segments in entrepreneurship, yet we are not sustainable. We can start it, but we can't finish it. Within 3 to 5 years, we're out of business because we run out of funding. Because we're not getting the same kind of funding that white people are getting or white men are getting. We're not getting what they're getting. And we never have. All right? We never have. So we have a false, I call it a false god of, oh, we're winning. We're not winning because we're doing it as individuals. Here's the key, my friend. And let me know your thoughts. Yes, please share. Yes, please tag. If our ancestors were savvy enough to stay alive in the midst of tar and feathering, burnings, lynchings, whippings, and we come from that bloodline, and what they did was they did it together. Why is it? I mean, it's a real question. I'm asking you to deal with it in your real life. What's missing that we don't do that today? Look back. Don't take my word for it. If you look at everything that we've ever done, we've been successful at. Hell, you can look at the Black women in Alabama. You can look at Stacey Abrams in Georgia. When we get committed as a people, not as an individual, we win. We win every time. When you get a group of Black men who are committed to something, whether it's basketball or the Million Man March, we get it done. You get a bunch of Black women committed to childcare or to fair voting, we get the job done. We win every time, but we win together. That is how we win. Now, if you look at the state of our community right now, we're not winning. And the reason that we're not winning is because we're not winning together. Now, I know you know this, but this is what you may not have considered. Why is it that we can't win together? And I'm going to tell you why. Let me know what you think. I say the reason we have not been successful after the 70s in terms of winning together like our ancestors have, how our grandparents did when they didn't have a choice with Jim Crow and all the things. I say the reason why we haven't won together is because we do not trust each other. That was preach, God. I'm gonna let that just sit there for a minute. I'm gonna say it again. We don't trust each other. And I'm gonna say it like this. Not only do we not trust each other, we don't trust each other in terms of gender. Have you noticed that? Like if Black women get together to do something, then there's a level of effectiveness that get in. If Black men get together to do something, there's a level of effectiveness that gets in. But when we try to do things together, it becomes a fight. It becomes a tug of war of power. It becomes I'm in charge or
you should do this way, or it becomes a whole nother thing. Look in your real life, sis. Look in your real life, bro, and you will see this. Look at your church. Look at your school. Look at your sorority. Look at your job. Think about that black person who has more power than you and how they relate to you when they have that promotion. Go look. Don't take my word for it. You got to tie it to your own realness. Look in your real life. I swear to God, it comes back down to we don't trust each other. Now, I'm going to show you something and why this is important, okay? If you look at other communities, not like comparison, but more like a model. If you look at Asian communities, they stockpile their money. If you look at Spanish or Indian or Polynesian, or even look at people who from Mexico, they will stockpile in a house and go build another house for that relative. And I want you to we're talking about generational stockpiling in the house. Not just, we're talking grandmothers, aunties, we're talking uncles, we're talking everybody, but they will pool their money and they will build houses for every family that lives in that first house together. And I want you to be very clear, it ain't like they get along. You can't tell me grandma is getting along with the teenager doing TikTok. It's not that at all. But the thing that happens is when you don't trust people, you can't align. You see, you and I, we don't align because we're looking out for our own self-interests. You see what I'm saying? If you're looking out for your self-interest and I'm looking out for my self-interest, then there's no larger context for us to align on, like March to Washington, like sitting in the front of the bus. We can't align on shit because we don't trust each other. Now, I will help you understand this. The distrust is valid. It's valid. Let me help you understand why. Because you and I as black people, black men and black women, we have a historical ancestral wound that we have ignored. And I'm going to do an event about this or something about this soon. So stay with me. You and I have a historical wound that was born on the plantation during chattel slavery, where you and I, as black men or people of African ancestry, enslaved black men and women, we had to betray each other in order to stay alive. I'm waiting for you to feel that. Think about it. In order for an enslaved black man to stay alive, he couldn't protect his mother or his sister or his wife or any black woman or enslaved woman. In order for a black woman, enslaved black woman, to stay alive, she would have to acquiesce. She would have to placate. She would have to go along for it, even if it meant selling off her son. And otherwise, she would die. That's how far it went. Okay? And you also have to keep in mind that you and I are or were the capital for the American dream. Our bodies were not just labor. Our bodies were insurance. Our bodies was interest. Do you understand? I need you to get this. I need you to really comprehend that you and I have a historical wound and literally a historical trauma that shapes how we see and relate to each other today. I'm not even dealing with romantic. I'm just dealing with money right now. And we don't count that. We don't count, oh damn. We had to sell each other out in order to stay alive. Of course, we're not going to trust each other. If you have to bargain with your son or your daughter in order for you not to be whipped, how can you not feel betrayed or feel like you betrayed your child? Think about it. I want you to understand how extreme this is. Until you get it in your bones, like, oh damn. My peoples were sold. You know how we talk about, oh, well, black experience is different from everybody else's? It is, because we are the only group in America that we didn't come here by choice. I don't give a fuck who sold us in Africa. I don't care if it was an African slave or a mulatto slave or a Dutchman. Doesn't matter to me. We're here. That's all I care about. But what I want you to be very clear about is this. Because you and I used to be the currency. And in a lot of ways, black men still are. I said, whole nother talk. I'll do it later. Our relationship to money is fucked. Our relationship to money is tarnished and is twisted because we were the money. You cannot be the money and not realize that everything that you held dear, your body, your freedom, your language, your culture, your spirituality, got pissed on. I'm trying, God. I'm trying. Got not taken care of. That's the best I can do today, Lord. And not be mad about it. And not have that shape how you see yourself. And that gets passed down through eugenics and through behaviors. So if black men had to lie and go along in order to stay alive while his mother or his sister or his aunt was violated, or a black woman had to watch her husband be sodomized without him trying to make him not feel bad about it, it feels like betrayal at a soul level. We don't trust each other because survival has kept us at odds. And the only time we've been able to come together is when we had a big enough enemy that was so big we could not ignore it. And the moment we got independent, the moment we got individualism, we went in our directions. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Give me something. Yes, keep sharing, and yes, keep tagging. No one else is talking about this in these internet streets. No one else is. And we say we want generational wealth. But we don't deal with the problem. We go march. We ask for reparations. I don't want anything from them. They have had 400 years to make stuff right with me. I don't need them. They need us. But I got to get y'all on the same page with me. Okay, thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. So if you can take the case that it's not that we can't make money together. We can make money individually. It's not that we can't build communities or get the roads to work or do. It's none of that at all. We don't trust each other. And if you look at other cultures who do, even if you look at Africans who come to America, they make more money than we do, not because they have more skill, but because they're more cohesive. Now, keep in mind, I know that we don't know our background. I know we don't know our ancestors. I know we are American who have African blood. I know all of that. Let's take all of that into account. I'm willing to hold all of that. Hallelujah. I'll hold all of that. Okay? We've been here long enough to understand that without us, America fails. We are the biggest consumers in North America. Black women have a $3.1 trillion spending power. We really do. I'm not saying we have it in our bank. I'm saying we have it as a collective. We have that. And yet it doesn't occur to us to leverage that because we don't trust each other. Now, if we did, let's just play a game. Let's just pretend that for a moment, you and I actually took on healing the historical wound that has us not trust each other. Let's say black women took on healing their distrust and disregard and pained background for present tense and past tense against black men. What if black men forgave black women for acting our wounds out on them? What if we actually took the case that we were all surviving? I'm just saying, for shits and giggles, let's just imagine that we all have been surviving and nothing that you have done that has hurt somebody was of your volition, but it was a reaction to a wound you didn't even know you still had. What if that was the source? What if that was the villain? What if it's not your father? What if it's not your mother? What if it's not? What if the thing that we keep being mad about with each other is not us? What if it's just the wounds? We have so much more compassion for everybody but us. We can have compassion for white people and everybody but our own. We will tear each other apart with no compassion and be justified. We have become the overseers of each other emotionally. We have become the cops that police blackness. We do. And until we take that shit on, we will lose. But we don't have to, because we win when we do it together. Now, I will say this, and then I'll stop. Thank you for staying with me. I'm going to close out. Stay with me. Just stay with me. Black women have access and education. We do. Black men didn't get that. They went to jail. They became the labor force for the American dream. Go look at the stock market. Another conversation we'll have another day. Black men have the ingenuity and the what's it called? Give me the word. The resilience. Black men have the ingenuity and resilience to keep creating, even when they're in pain, when there's no hope. I want you to be very clear. If you think about the major inventions in North America, there was a black man attached to it. He didn't get credit for it. I'm talking about from the light bulb to the street light. He didn't get credit for it, but he did that. He didn't get credit for it. But that didn't mean he didn't do it. That if you read it up, you can find out. He did that. There's so many things that black men did that we don't know about because they're not going to tell us. You got to go look that shit up. They ain't going to tell you. They ain't going to tell you black men are running things. They ain't going to say that. They're going to say black men are bad, and we're going to buy into it, and we're going to keep it moving, and we're going to only deal with the ones who are the most wounded so we can be right about how we've been wronged. I'm not doing it no more. I'm done, God. I'm not doing it. But just imagine if we did. What if we actually started to align? I didn't say agree. God, help me say this good. I didn't say agree. I said align. I need y'all to understand. You don't have to agree to align. I don't agree with a lot of people, but I can align on things that will have us win. I can align. And I need y'all to hear it. I need y'all to understand. Aligning doesn't mean you condone anything. You align. Every business deal I have brokered and done to do $5 million, I had to align. Do you understand? I have things that I have to align to in my contracts in order to do the kind of money I do. I have to align. I don't agree a lot of times with some things, but I can align for the greater good. And if you look at our people, when we align, we move mountains. We make miracles. That's what we do. And every culture depends on us for that. That's why the world looks at what we say, what we do, what we wear, and how we be. If you understand your power, you'll stop acting like white people got anything to do with this. They got nothing to do with this. This is an internal fact with us. We scapegoat on them, but this is us to us. And until we take us on, we'll always be able to be a victim to them because we'll always be divided. But history has shown us that when we align on anything, we win. You don't have to take my word for it. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Look up everything that's good about us. Go look it up. Go look at what we've done with education, with science, with technology, with music, with agriculture. Go look it up. Don't take my word. I am not your God. Go read about it so you'll get it in your bones. And until you get it in your bones, you're easily swayed. You'll be easily, oh, we're bad. No, we're not bad. That's called yellow journalism. Look it up. That's called propaganda. Look it up. Look it up. You don't need to believe me. You need to believe you. You need to believe you. You need to take the time to get an understanding so that you can have generational wealth for the next 5 generations. And I can show you how. I can do that. Not even hard. And you're going to be insulted when you find out how easy it is to make money. You're going to be pissed. You're going to be like, I cannot believe I wasted all those years working for other people for opinions. I'm like, I know. I understand. And for my brothers who've gone to jail, not a fucking problem. That's why it's called entrepreneurship. We don't need them. We need each other, but we don't need them. We don't need them. We don't need their approval. We don't need any of the stuff. And I'll say this, I swear to God, I want to stop. God, I'm going to stop. Lord, stop downloading. I know they burnt down Tulsa. I know they burned down Rosewood. I know they've sabotaged, they've done their thing, la, 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 la. But the thing is, we're still here. Be mindful. Be very mindful. Be very, 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 very mindful. They didn't win, y'all. They never have and they never will because we're smarter than they are. We always have been. How do you survive 400 years of oppression and outsmart them? Please understand that. Please understand that. They have no power over us. At best, they can be a roadblock. At best. But here's the thing that you haven't thought through, sis. Here's the thing you haven't thought through, bro. When we align, we don't have to build something they burn down. We don't have to. You see, they can burn down a building. They can burn down land. But they can't burn down technology. They're not ready, Lord. They're not ready. I'm going to have to walk this slow. I'm going to have to do a series of talks because I need y'all to really comprehend where we are. We could win at this. We could win at this. But we can't win being laborers. We can't do it being workers. We need to, at the level of community, start bringing in money, not from what we do. That's slavery, but from what we know. And you know a lot more than you think. You don't need them. We don't. But we do need each other. And you have to decide for yourself. You got to decide for yourself. Whether you're a lone wolf or a team player. Because until we get enough of us really taking on that we're in this together, and I'm not even talking about loyalty. I'm just talking pure survival. Literally, in the next 50 years, if we don't get our stuff together and get us into a digital age, we will lose. We will lose. And we don't have to lose. But I don't need every black person. I just need a tipping point. I only need 17%. And I'm going for the 17%. So you can count on me. I'm taking on healing. I'm taking on healing black love. I'm taking that on. And that's all I'm going to be talking about until I turn this ship. Okay? We can win at this, but we cannot win at it doing individualism. We can't. But you got to make that choice in your own heart. I made it in mine. I've already made it in mine. Have you made it in yours? Because your actions will dictate what you believe. And if you think that you can do it by yourself, then do it. And we'll do it together. And we'll have that blue ivy money for our great, 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 great grandchildren. I'm falling back, God. I'm falling back. I'm falling back. I'm falling back. If you're fed by this word, it's like giving word, please pay it forward. Please share this video. Please. For the love of God and all things holy, please share this video. We can't keep saying we want something different and spend our energy and time looking at the Kardashians or checking out what Kanye's doing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But as far as I'm concerned, if you're not winning, I'm not winning. I've already made $5 million. I don't have to do this. But it doesn't matter to me because what matters to me is that we win. That matters to me. I don't know what matters to you, but I'm going to put it out there for those who it would matter to, because I think I want to do an event. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll keep you posted. Make sure you lock in. Make sure you're on my list. Go to venusopal.com/gift. Just get in. Stay with me. It won't even take us long. It'll take us 3 to 5 years. It won't. But we can't do it their way. We have to do it the way that we do stuff. And individual is not it. Okay? I love you, sis. I love you, bro. I love you, fam. I love you, allies. Thank you for hearing me out. Let me hear from you. Please share this video now. I love you. We can win at this, but we can only win at it together. Thank you.